It's fast, it's sometimes furious, it's obviously very wet, and it's in Malaysia. This is AquaX. Hello sports fans and welcome to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur for round one of the AquaX Malaysia Tour. Don't forget, many Malaysian jet ski riders will be competing for the inaugural Malaysian Championship for the chance to call themselves the Malaysian champion. AquaX first started in the United Kingdom, and then it became an instant success, and then it expanded to the United States and attracted over 100 riders from around the world who compete at legendary locations such as Daytona Beach and downtown Chicago. But now it's Malaysia's turn. And this is the lady who brought AquaX to Malaysia.
We started in 2011 in the UK, built the series there, tried and tested it, and then we moved to the US, opened the Florida series in 2013. This year we've expanded that to a second series in the Great Lakes, and this is our fourth series launching here this weekend in Malaysia.
Why Malaysia?
Why not? It's a fabulous location, it's a great market for jet skis, and of course it's the door to the Southeast Asia, so perfect place to start.
So Lisa, tell us about the expectation this weekend, round one.
Well, we're quite excited. We've got a good entry. The standard of riders this weekend, they all have race experience, so we're expecting a really fast, exciting race. So it should be pretty good.
As you can see, safety is the most important thing to AquaX, and right now all the riders are being briefed on all the safety protocols and all the rules and regulations. May the best rider win. After a big change in the weather, it's time to go racing. The great thing about AquaX that it has something for everyone. Whether you're an expert and capable of riding the 300 horsepower monsters, or whether you're just starting out. AquaX will provide all the training, and then you might want to have a go at the One Make Sea-Doo Spark class. How much fun does that look?
It is great fun to ride the Spark.
Serious fun. I think I might have a go at that. It's now time for the Enduro race, one of 3 races this weekend, 1 today and 2 tomorrow. Don't forget, there are 2 different categories, the 200 and the 300. Each race will run for 30 minutes with 1 extra lap, a real test of strength, fitness and character. I spoke to some of the riders earlier about their race expectations, and this is what they had to say.
I'm feeling very confident for this race because I have been training for this race almost 2 months before this race, and my fitness is very fit. I'm ready for this race.
What is your expectations this weekend?
I'm feeling very confident to win this race on this weekend. I think I will try to beat everyone on this race, and I will respect everyone for this race.
After I confirm I'm going to race for this AquaX, I really start preparation of my stamina, my craft, my training on the water for 1 month. go until yesterday, the last training. I think I got chance for the number 1 to number 3.
For the last 2 months, I did a lot of training because in Brunei, we train in the open sea. Yeah, so we do some cardio exercises and then some ridings on other skis. So we need to condition our body for this race, not only for this race, but for any races. Yeah.
Now, have you put an expectation on yourself where you want to finish? Top 3, top 4?
Yes, I plan to finish in a top 3 position, yeah, in the 200 class.
Well, they're confident, Mom, are they? But it's now time for Enduro Race 1 to begin. Over to our commentator, Dave Moore.
The green flag is waved and history is made as the first ever P1 AquaX Malaysia gets underway. We're on board with Bryan Chia on the Sea-Doo as the riders vie with one another for the whole shot. Good start too for Mohammed Sayukai Hashim. He's on the Yamaha. He doesn't have the lead. He's in someone's wake. And it's the wake of Mohammed Fayez Mohammed Noor. That's who we're on board with. And he's gunning that ski across the surface. Next to go are the 200 class riders. It's such a big entry that classes have had to be split, and already they're approaching speeds of 60 miles an hour from what was practically a standing start. Not the best of conditions, the weather making this tough event even tougher. But Christopher Keysbury from Brunei has pushed his Yamaha to the front in the 200 class. Back with the race leader in 300, Mohammed Noor, and he keeps checking back to see who's behind him. And through the spray, he should just be able to make out Cha Wai Yun in second and Hong Hao in third. He just eases off the throttle into the turn, then squirts the power back on the exit. Keysbury leading the 200s and still looking comfortable. 47 years of age, but doesn't have much experience of endurance racing. Meanwhile, Mohammed Noor making light work of lap traffic. He's looking very strong right now. Bryan Chia, the 19-year-old racer, one of the youngest in this event, still holding second position. The Kapong Metropolitan Park is just a short drive from Kuala Lumpur city centre. This park's famous for kite flying. That's a problem for Mohammed Noor, who has come to a halt. The race leader is floating around, going nowhere. What drama! We're now looking at our new race leader, Bryan Chia, who's promoted from second place. This is the stricken Sea-Doo rider, and that would appear to be game over. The nature of AquaX is endurance racing, and it's who's fastest over the half-hour plus 1 lap duration who takes the prize. That is a sad sight, and a rare one in AquaX, it must be said. These are tough craft. No change in the 200 category, where Keysbury still leads the way. Not far to go for Bryan Chia, who looks like being the first ever P1 AquaX Malaysia race winner. There's the checkered flag, and there is history made as Bryan Chia on his Sea-Doo takes the win at Kapong Metropolitan Park. This is how the 200 class finishes, and a flag-to-flag victory for Christopher Keysbury, one of 2 Bruneians competing in Kuala Lumpur this weekend. Bryan Chia takes the spoils in 300 ahead of Lim Hong Hao, with Saifullah Nazar third. Despair for Mohammed Noor, who had the pipe come off his supercharger.
So a great win for Bryan Chia, but plenty more racing coming up after this break. Stick with us and don't go away. Hello sports fans, and welcome to day 2 of AquaX here in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. And yesterday, the riders showed their intent. But today, there's 2 big races, and in the big 300, Bryan Chia is the leader. But the major question is, can he maintain winning speed?
Yesterday was a great race. I was chasing a part in front of me, and almost half of the race, his ski broke down, and I just passed by him.
Now, after leading yesterday,
Yeah.
you've got 2 more races to go. What's your strategy and tactics for today?
Still the same. I will try to beat everyone, and I will respect for everyone, and I will try to get the champion title for this race.
One man who will not want yesterday to repeat itself is rider Faiz Muhammad Noor after experiencing a mechanical failure while leading yesterday.
Oh my god, marah tu tak boleh beritahu macam mana. I'm so angry yesterday with my mechanic because my target is champion. I don't want number 2 or number 3. I want champion.
You want to be a champion?
Yeah.
What is your tactics and strategy today nak jadi champion? Tengok Ibu.
I need 2 motor today. I need both of 2 motor lead point. Just lead point. I try my best lah. To if jika tak dapat whole shot, I try to catch up. I'm fit enough for today.
Definitely worth the trip from Brunei for Chris Creasbury winning the 200 class yesterday.
I hope I can win today again, and I need to be more careful this time because after yesterday's race, so I know what to expect and just have to keep an eye on the marshals, see who is lapping you, and just ride smart again. Yeah.
So the equipment is checked and the riders are fired up. Let's hope for another great day of racing. Over to you, our commentator, Dave Moore.
Conditions much better than yesterday as they wait for the green flag to be waved, and there it is. We're away. Bryan Chia providing the pictures. And how close do you want it? They're practically joined at the ski. Meanwhile, it's Saifullah Nazar who gets the whole shot. He came third in race 1, but he leads Moto 2. But he's got the whole of the cavalry right on his tail as they hit the first turn. It's very frantic, especially at the front, and race 1 winner Bryan Chia finds himself in third on this opening lap. The 200 class competitors are about to join in the action as they get the green flag to go. Can anyone stop Keysbury from making it a double? He's off to another good start. He has 18 years worth of experience on these machines, but he's a newcomer to endurance racing, like many of these competitors. Nazar is continuing to set the pace out front. He leads from Mohamed Noor, who failed to finish Moto 1, and Bryan Chia, who won Moto 1, is in third. A long way to go, of course, and speed with stamina is the name of the game in P1 Aquacross. We're riding with Bryan Chia, still third with Mohamed Noor fixed firmly in his sights. It's as you were in the 200s with Keysbury leading the way once more and seeking to make it 2 wins out of 2. He's travelled a long way to come here, and he's making sure it's a worthwhile trip. Saifullah Nazar continues to top the 300 class leaderboard. He's 24 years of age, so youth very much on his side. It's so far so good for him. He has a couple of seconds cushion over Mohamed Noor in second, but Bryan Chia in third is close enough to pose a threat to second place. It's 3 seconds between Nazar and Mohamed Noor, and a further second back to Bryan Chia. It's a more comfortable margin at the top of the 200 class leaderboard for Keysbury. He's coming up to the sharp left-hand boy. Nazar looking the part out front. Here comes Mohamed Noor. No problems for him so far, but he may have a problem in the shape of Bryan Chia, who was tight on the exit of the turn and looking to go inside his rival. We ride with Bryan Chia, and that is Mohamed Noor to his right, just ahead as they negotiate their way through slower traffic. Chia has moved over to the right and now has his rival to his left. He will go wide in an attempt to keep this speed high around the turn. The heart monitor is attached to Bryan Chia. Keep an eye on the bottom right of the screen as he blasts his way past Mohamed Noor to go second. That was certainly an adrenaline rush. Bryan Chia is catching Nazar. The gap is down to just under 2 seconds, and having passed Mohamed Noor, there looks to be no stopping Bryan Chia as he goes in pursuit of the race leader. Now riding with Mohammed Sharif, who was third in the 200 class in yesterday's race. Bryan Chia continues to close on Saifullah Nazar, and he gets a face full of spray for his troubles. Bryan Chia still in second, but the gap between him and the race leader has been reduced. Can he go on to make it 2 wins out of 2? After yesterday's problems, Mohammed Nur will perhaps be just happy to finish this one. Back on board with Bryan Chia, and you have to wonder, does Nazar know his rival's gaining on him? They will be feeling the exhaustion right now as well. Plus, they have another race to come later today. Energy sapping. Bryan Chia perhaps just content to follow his rival for the moment. Christopher Keysbury still dominating the 200 class. Bryan Chia has got Saifullah Nazar just to his left, and he may try and get him on the exit of the turn when they squeeze the throttle. Here he goes. They are side by side, and I think Nazar has handed it to him. This is that moment again in slow motion as they almost come into contact with one another. But I think Saifullah Nazar says, you can have it, and just shuts off, especially when he's in his rival's wake. The checkered flag is out, and that means it's win number 2 at P1 AquaX Malaysia for Bryan Chia. He really had to work for this one today. He put the effort in, and he was rewarded. Second place goes to Saifullah Nazar, with Mohammed Nur getting his first points of the season in third, but it's yet another win for Bryan Chia. It's also a double victor in the 200 category, with Christopher Keysbury on top once more, with Mohammed bin Saidi second and Kamaluddin in third.
Well done again. Tell us about that race.
Thank you. It was a tough race. When I start, I'm on third, and I still never give up and chasing the front AquaX and Saiful. Their ski are fast, and I was keep chasing. At last, last lap, I was hit by Saiful at the back. I was afraid I will fly out from my ski, but I'm still hold tight, and I still on the ski, and I take the checker flag at last.
Now you've got a bit of a mechanical problem. Can you tell us about that?
I'm not sure what problem again. I'm feel upset, quite upset, but I hope it was get well after before Moto3.
And one more race to go. What's the game plan?
Still the same. Never give up. Respect each other, and friendship come first.
The AquaX weekend is not just about the relationship between man and machine, it's also about standing up and being counted. Man and machine, power extreme. That is the common stereotype of all jet ski races. But what about the men behind the scenes? The men who work tirelessly to make AquaX a reality. Why Malaysia is important to AquaX?
Malaysia, I believe, is, first of all, is a country that's surrounded by water. So there's a lot of water culture here, number one. I believe that Malaysia is the key to the Asian market for us. I'm impressed. I believe that this is still early days. In the US, we started with 15 riders. Today we have 165 riders. So I think this is going to grow really fast. I really do believe that.
AquaX membawa sukan jet.
P1 AquaX brings to Malaysia a professional jet ski race, which to me is a sport that will be well received and liked by Malaysians, because as a whole, Malaysians like speed and racing, and we have an advantage because we are naturally small in size. And in any racing, those with small build, I believe, have an advantage.
So the racing is about to commence. Can Bryan Chia achieve the trifecta and make it 3 out of 3? Over to our commentator, Dave Moore.
And away they go for the third and final time this weekend in the opening round of the P1 AquaX Malaysia Championship. Bryan Chia seeking the hat-trick. everyone else hoping to stop him. Saifullah Nazar providing the pictures. Third in race 1, second in race 2. Will he be first in race 3? He's not got the whole shot. That has gone to Mohammed Noor, who is absolutely flying. 200 class about to get the signal to go, and there it is. It's been the Christopher Keysbury show so far in this class. Mohammed Sharif providing the pictures. He's wearing a heart monitor, which is in the 130s at present. So the 200 class is on its way with Keysbury on the inside and looking good to take the whole shot from Ghazali, who's tucked in right behind the race leader. Looking back from Shabari, he was 4th in race 1 and 5th in race 2. Into view, Mohammed Noor leading on the opening lap in the 300 class. Riding with Saifullah Nazar as he just touches 65 miles per hour. That's over 100 kilometres, 104 to be precise. This one has been a lot more straightforward for Mohammed Noor as they get the last lap flag. The disappointment of race 1 looks to be behind him, but Mohammed Noor won't be counting his chickens before they've hatched just yet. Christopher Keysbury has been unstoppable in 200s this weekend. He set the bar for everyone else in that class. Not far to go for Mohammed Noor. There is the checkered flag that greets 300 class race winner Mohammed Noor. Third place for Bryan Chia, who may well have been feeling tired having won the previous 2 races. Lim Hong Hao is second with Mohammed Noor on top. Let's check out how that shapes the championship picture. After the opening round, it's Bryan Chia who leads the way, but only just. And following his strong performance today, we can expect Mohammed Noor to be up there in round 2.
Big thanks to P1 AquaX. First time in Asia. It was a great event, nice race. It was so fun. Looking forward, upcoming race, more upcoming race.
Things look much simpler in the 200 class. We'll look at the championship table in a moment, but first the race 3 result, and it's a hat-trick of wins for Christopher Keysbury of Brunei. His string of victories means he has a healthy lead already at the top of the standings, but just one DNF could wipe that out in an instant.
It was a tough race, but then you see everybody was trying to improve their positioning, so we have to stay focused on the race and negotiate all the buoys in a proper way, safe way, so now that it's over, I'm glad that there's no incident that happened, so everybody is happy and safe and they can talk about this race and hopefully they will come back for the second round.
Well done to all the riders, and congratulations to Chris Keysbury and Bryan Chia for winning round 1 of AquaX Malaysia. Don't forget there's still 2 more rounds to go, but until then, it's time to say goodbye. On behalf of everybody here at AquaX and myself, Ben Ibrahim, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you at the next episode right here on AquaX Malaysia.